In the cyber law, Government of India has enacted one significant omnibus act called Information Technology Act 2000. Actually, we will be discussing elaborately about Information Technology Act 2000 here. In India, cyber laws are contained in the Information Technology Act 2000, which came into effect since October 17, 2000. The main purpose of this act is to provide legal recognition to electronic commerce and to facilitate filing of electronic records with the government. Actually, 20 years that we have been working with the cyber law, the particular act called IT Act, because we have been moving from the physical space to virtual space of governance and policing and taxing and everything is being moved to the virtual space. So, this act since October 17 that we have been constantly regularly making use of this particular act. The act will apply to the whole of India like any other act. This act is applicable to the whole of India unless otherwise mentioned. It applies also to any offence or contravention thereunder committed outside India by any person who is working in the computer or virtual space. To explain the cybercrime more, I can cite an example. For example, if a crime is committed on a computer or a computer network in India by a person resident outside India, then can the offence be tried by the court in India? Actually, he is sitting outside the country, but he is committing a crime inside the country. Using some network he steals the money from one of the bank here or an agency from here, and whereas he is sitting in somewhere outside the country, then can we brought him to India under this particular act. So, this is being explained in the particular clause called section 1 subsection 2 of Information Technology Act 2000. The act extends to the whole of India and also applies to any offence or contravention committed outside India by any person. So, it is very clear that whether you are sitting inside or outside, if you commit some crime in the cyberspace and that affects some computer or network or some agency in India, then the same person can be tried and punished under this particular act. This section 75 of Information Technology Act 2000 make it very clear about the performance or the enactment of particular crime in one place or in other place. So, according to this section, the act will apply to an offence or contravention committed outside India by any person if the act or conduct constituting the offence or contravention involves a computer system or computer network located in India. So, the Act 2000, it has 90 sections spread over 13 chapters, a huge act, because we want to have everything under this law, because we have been moving from physical to virtual space of classrooms, about banks, about crime and about everything. So, these all the act that we have been enacted over the last 70 years needs to be created for the cyberspace also. So, we have 19 sections and 13 chapters in this act, and some of the sections like 91, 92 and 94, they have been omitted by the Information Technology Amendment Act 2008. And we have two schedules give the list of some of the things to make it understandable. So, the term digital signature has been replaced with electronic signature to make the act more technology neutral, because there could be an advancement from analog to digital to other form of signatures. So, to make it more inclusive and to make time standing, that we have made electronic in the place of digital. A new section has been inserted to define communication device, because communication device might refer to anything. So, to make it more clear, a term has been included in the amendment 2008 to mean cell phones, personal digital assistants or combination of both, or any other device to used to communicate, send or transmit any text, video, audio or images. So, the term communication device, so the communication device refers to any advancement, let new computers be introduced or new device be introduced in 2020, 21, 22, that can be tried or that can be inquired through this particular act. A new section also been added to define cyber cafe as any facility from where the access to internet is offered by any person in the ordinary course of business to the members of the public. So, cyber cafe need not be a small place, it can refer to anything where a computer is being operated and where the transaction is being conducted. And another section has been introduced in the amendment to 2008 to add protection and privacy called section 43, and body corporate to implement best security practices under section 43A and 72A. To have a protection and to offer maximum security to the users, there is a provision under these articles to prepare the security provisions. The Information Technology Act section 69 of the Act empowers the central government and the state governments to issue directions for the monitoring, interception or decryption of any information transmitted, received or stored through a computer resource. Actually, this was empowered in the Telegraph Act only, because interception, monitoring or intervention of any message is not being normally being provided. So, this is being introduced in the larger interest of the country. The Act expands the grounds upon which interception can take place as compared to the Telegraph Act, which passed some 100 years ago. As such, the interception of communications under section 69 is carried out in the interest of the sovereignty of the integrity of India, defense of India, security of the states and friendly relations with the foreign states and public order, preventing incitement to the commission of any cognizable offence relating to the above and for the investigation of any offence. So, this particular section 69 is very important because it authorizes the government in the larger interest of the nation that the agencies are permitted to intercept and intervene. Although the grounds for interception are roughly the same as Telegraph Act, actually Telegraph Act has given the government to intercept telephone calls as well as to intervene and record any call, that if it matters in the interest of the nation, then that can be done, that has been given in Telegraph Act. So, the grounds on which the interception are roughly the same as Telegraph Act, except for the condition of prevailing in the incitement of any cognizable offences, defense of India and the addition of investigation of any offence. The IT Act does not have the overarching condition that interception can only occur in the case of public emergency or in the interest of public safety. So, only when there is a need for public safety, then only the government can think about intervening in the convocation or the conversation between two parties or two agencies. Additionally, section 69 of the IT Act mandates that any person or intermediary who fails to assist the specified agency with the interception, monitoring, decryption or provision of information stored in a computer resource shall be punished with an imprisonment for a term which may be extended to 7 years and shall be liable for a fine up to 3 lakhs. So, this sections, right, 69 is very important in the particular IT Act, and the whole IT Act is the place where the cyber activities right from education to the level of national interested thing, the government has created huge sections. That is how this act is more important, with so many sections and a couple of schedules appended to the particular act. Hope this lecture would have given you some basic idea about what is cyber laws.